Let me quickly show you how you can set up the lab which you will need for this course. This way you will be able to practice everything that you see being done in front of you in the videos that you have in this course. So just go on Google and search for VMware Player. That's a hypervisor software. I'll explain what exactly does it do in a minute. But before that, I just want you to search this on Google, and then from here, you will see a link which will say vmware.com download player. Okay, you have to click not on the first link but on the second link which says my VMware. So I just click on this and I get redirected to my.vmware.com, and here's the download page. Now from here you can just select up the VMware Workstation Player, the version. So just choose latest one, I would say, and right here you will see product downloads. So as I said, just see which is the latest release and click on go to downloads button right here. Then it will give you the download options. So from here, product downloads, you have the file, so you can download it for Windows 64-bit OS or you can download it for a Linux system as well. In this case, I'm using Windows 10 64-bit, so I'll just go ahead and download it from the first button. As you can see, it just gives us the save file option. You have to save it on your system. Now in this case, I have already downloaded this file on my system to save time, so I'll not download it once again. I just cancel it, and then once you have downloaded this file, you will see that it will look something like this. And it's around 200 MB, not a lot. And then what you can do is just double click on it, do the usual next installation. Nothing special, just with the default configuration that this setup file offers you. And then when you will finally complete the setup, the VMware Workstation Player would look something like this. Now let me explain you what exactly does it do. It will help you to install virtual machines. Now what exactly is that? Well, see, for example, you just have your main system, physical system. In this case, as you can see, I'm using Windows 10. So this is on a hardware based system. This is my real system, or in your case, it might be a laptop. That's your main machine, physical machine, primary machine. But when you use a hypervisor type of software, just like this one, then what you will be able to do is that you will be able to make virtual machines. That means a machine inside your main machine. And you can just create multiple machines here. Now, why are we using this in this course? We are using it to host several course labs like the targets as well as our main Kali Linux operating system, that's like our hacker operating system. All of that we will put here, and then we will be able to use that anytime we want. So let me just maximize the screen and then show you what you have to do. So right here, just click on this open a virtual machine option and just navigate to the location where you have the lab files. So in this case, I'm going to the required location, and here I have this file. Now remember, you will get the links to this file during the course, but for the first file, which is Kali Linux ohu.ovf, you can download it from the resources of this lecture. Now since it is quite a big file, like 4 GB something, so for that reason I will not be able to post that directly on Udemy due to 1 GB limit. So what I'll do, I'll just post a link there which you will have to open, and then from there you can easily download this complete file. So I have already done all the setup for you, and it's the Kali Linux machine that we are going to set up first. It's our hacker operating system. So I just select it and click on open. And then as you can see, it asked us to give a name to this virtual machine. So you can give any name to it. I will just say something like Kali Linux OHU Offensive Hacking Unfolded, and then storage path, so I'll keep it default, and import. After that, it will start importing the Kali Linux file. Now this process can take a few minutes, so here you have to be quite patient. As you can see, the import is almost over, and in a few seconds it should be completed. And as you can see, it actually has been completed now. So in a few seconds we should get to see, yes, you can see that there is this complete page, or I don't know what to call this, but this Kali Linux machine appears here now. So you can just click on edit virtual machine settings from here. Though I have already set up everything nicely for you, but you can tune these settings a bit. Now you can see right here virtual machine. So this is not an actual machine, but you can still control its memory, so like the RAM or the processor, how many core you want to give to it. Or you can select the hard drive, you can select the CD DVD, or you can select the network adapter. I would suggest to leave everything as it is because I have set up that personally. And then after you have done all this work, well, click on play virtual machine and you will see that this virtual machine will get started. So VMware and then this Kali Linux, I just press enter, and if you have never used Kali Linux ever in your life before, then I would say that you can learn basics of it easily anywhere on YouTube. There are a lot of blogs. In this course, I'll post a small list of commands as well as how do you use them, just to make sure that you're aware of some of the common commands of the Linux terminal. Now that this machine has started up, it's time to put the password and the username. So let me tell you what are the credentials. Well, they are these. So we have two usernames which we can access. There is a root and the password. Now this root, if you just type this right here in the username, and in the password you say, what was that? Okay, it was password only, so I just put that here and press login. Then I'll be able to log into the system as root. Now root is the highest privileged user in any system. So if you can access this user, that basically means you can control the whole system as you like. You can even go full screen from here. So you can see now we get to see these bars, and then I can log out and then show you another user. So I just go back and show you the credentials again. So as you can see, there is another user, Avinash, that's my name, and the password is also Avinash in this case. So I just put that right here, username Avinash and the same thing in the password, and then I click on login. Now this way I can log in to this user. This is the same user that I have been using in the whole course. So if you want to get the exact same environment that I was using, well, then you can use this user. So this was for a hacker operating system. This is where we will execute all attacks from. But we also need some target labs whom we can practice the tests on. So for that, I can open up another window of VMware Workstation Player. And now I can just import another machine here. So click on open a virtual machine and then go to the required folder. So now I'll give you the labs during the course, so you don't have to worry really about them. But right now what you care about is the process. These all labs and even more than these you will get afterwards in the course. Like this basic pen testing one, you will get this for the first time in the exploitation lecture. So in the lectures where we use them, I will give you the links to download this machine in those lectures themselves. Right now I'll just use the lab one, basic pen testing 1.ova. That's gonna be our first target in this course, and then I can just click on it and open. And then it will again start the usual import process. Before that we have to give it a name. So I'll say leave it as it is and import. Now it's importing the lab and it says something like this. So here, if the import fails, just retry and you will see that it starts working again. Okay, so the import has been completed and we have this new machine here as well, basic pen testing one. Now once you have this Kali Linux machine opened, you can also open your target machine, which is this lab one right now. So I just play this virtual machine and you can see we have both of these machines running now on different windows. So you can just access them like that. And once again, I'd like to say Kali Linux is for hacking. So for example, I can, or actually I will not open up terminal right now. Basically terminal is like a tool from where you can execute commands. I'll cut this, but I want to show you the applications which you get for hacking in Kali Linux. That's the reason we are using this operating system. You see, for every phase of hacking, there are their respective tools. We will be using quite a lot of them in this course with the time, and you can explore them yourself as well, because this toolkit, that's really big. And the only reason we use Kali Linux is because it gives us all these tools in one place, really most of the times very updated, and we don't have to set up them ourselves. That's the best thing about having Kali Linux. There are some alternatives as well which you can use, like for example Parrot Security Operating System, or you have Backbox and Arch Security. There are a lot of them, but for this course, as I said, we are going to use Kali Linux because this is my personal favorite. I hope you understood the whole process, and let me show you one more thing. I can show the IP here. So as you can see, this is the IP here. This is the kind of the address of this system. And then if I run a command here really quick, so you don't have to remember any of these things. I will talk about them in the course, but right now, what I'm trying to really do is I want to see if both of the machines are in the same network or not. So the password is Avinash, I think. Yes. So in this case, you can see that this machine is not opening up. So let me just see. So as you can see, when I run the same command on this system, the target one, I get to see that this is not on the same network. This is a mistake that we did. So I'll just close this window right here. We will power off this machine, and then I'll open up another window of Vmware Player, and then you have to set it to NAT again. So that's the thing. Lab 1, and right here, edit virtual machine settings. So just make sure it is also on NAT, because when both machines are on the same network, the hacker and the lab, then only we can connect to it. And the next time you will play this virtual machine and it loads up, you will be able to check this from the system. So you will run a command sudo arpscan-l, and let me just wait for the machine to start first. So yes, it has been opened. Run that again. As you can see, we have got this another IP. This is of the target, and we will talk about all these things in the later sections of the course. But right now we got to know how to set up the whole lab in this lecture. And that's it for this lecture. I hope you will do this yourself and set up your whole course laboratory today. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next lecture where we'll continue with some amazing stuff.